For every man, woman, young and old. Sponsorships and advert placement.
Pensioners FM, Agbalode, Rishi to Tokile, Igbalode, Beauty and Fashion Show, to share a low game, to lower second, keep a shower, okay.
Be the best, let the voice, dumb the rest. We the best, we the first ever radio in Africa. Pensioners FM. We just have to tune in 106.7. Pensioners FM. Pensioners FM. Body. Pensioners FM. What's up, the radio?
Take you away. I wanna take you away. Wanna take you away. I wanna take you away. We'll rise to the top, to the top, to the top, and we never gonna stop. Hey, I wanna take you away. Let's go. I'll be that B-O-U-Q-U-I on the track again, bringing the hit, making you dance like an African, holding a mic in my hand like a prophecy, sitting on top, what, like I ought to be. Lock your gears with mine, let us start to connect. It's about that time, let us start to reflect. They said we'll never live, they said we'll fall and die, but through the struggles and the pain, my people will arise. And when they try to hate us, we circum every day, cause I don't care what they say, my people is the greatest. They wanna hold us out, we're looking to the sky with tears flowing down our eyes. We know that we will fly, but we have passed the test. This why we're free and fast, we keep on jumping and dancing, we know we're free at last. But if you got this swag and put your fist up today, catch a glimpse of new horizons, let me take you away. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, let's go. What? Let's go. What? To the top, to the top, to the top, and we're never gonna stop. Come on. We are knocking on heaven's gates, standing on giant shoulders. We rapping godly heart and soul, spine no one can hold us. See, I got a timepiece and knock up the hate. I'll tell you what the time is, it's time to debate. We gotta rise above the power, the pain, the pride, the fears, the lies. Assume the position against the tide. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. The only limitations are the ones you wanna see. Cause our dream is so deep and so fly, tastes so good. Be careful, you might choke on it. The higher you go, the harder it gets to breathe. The deeper the roots, the higher the tree must reach. So don't just talk about it, go on, be about it. Scream and shout and make the haters wanna cry when they read about it. And to everybody going astray, put your hands in mine, let me take you away.
Pensioners FM, this is Africa's model. Pensioners FM, this is Africa's model.
With the run from midfield. Aubameyang! And here is Harry Kane for Tottenham. Oh, what a goal! A classic derby goal from Harry Kane! Catch him if you can! Danny Rose! Oh, what a shot! That's extraordinary! to his Premier League debut. And he's written himself forever into Tottenham folklore. Coins long throw was met by Patrick Vieira. Now there could be a break on here. Thierry Henry didn't have much trouble bringing that under control. Oh, he's going it alone at the moment. And why not? There was just no stopping him. Trust Thierry Henry to have a say on Derby Day in North London.
Very loose at the moment. Well, that is an amazing goal. Bentley, the former Arsenal player, has scored an astonishing goal to give Tottenham the lead.
Gallery. Ramsey with the run from midfield. Aubameyang! Beautifully done.
Some of the beautiful goals coming from the North London, talking about Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Instinctive.
Today to be going down once again,
Devastating to Spurs.
the North London derby upon us. ...188 games have been played between both sides.
For Tottenham. Oh,
And of course, we will be looking at further games today
what a goal from Harry Kane. Catch him.
in the North London derby. Harry Kane remains the top scorer with 11 goals in the North London derby. And it's going to be a battle between both sides. Arsenal against
Right.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Got the time. Take the ball in.
Up for discussion this afternoon. Welcome on board to another edition of Sports Thursday right here on Pensioners 106.7 FM. Agbari Godereke in the city of Ibadan.
From Dennis Bergkamp, it's over now. You can finish the arguments. Arsenal have stolen this.
Of course, it promises to be another wonderful time. If you're a first-time listener, then I can tell you, you're definitely in the right station. The right place to be at the moment. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. every Sunday. We are Sports Thursday on this dial. And of course, we'll also give you updates of actions across the top 5 leagues as far as football is concerned. It's a football package. I got the best of the best you will want to listen to. I got the guys well seated as well. And of course, we got 3 major agenda, 3 major topics to discuss this afternoon. Before I introduce the guys, let me possibly give a United fan a bad news. You like all this a bad news? Well, according to report I got, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might just sign a new deal for United. And let me use that one to welcome Damola, who is a United fanatic. Damola, is that a bad news or good news?
For the fans, I'll say bad news. But for the board, I think they kind of like Ole. It fits their
agenda.
The agenda. You get, it doesn't question them too much. It doesn't give them too much headache. And as long as they continue to get top 4, they are fine.
As long as he can continue to get top 4, even if they go for 10 good years without winning a trophy.
That Champions League money seems like a very important deal to them.
I actually think that Solskjaer is more of, not that experienced, and he's just been getting by. And then, sooner or rather or later, he'll be found out. So he's not really showing anything that shows that.
Find out?
But actually...
Does he actually have something special that you are looking for to find out?
No, I'm not saying find out in a positive way. I'm more of like he's been on a fluke run.
Okay.
More of that, he's just been saved by the bell.
But if you look at it, it's kind of, let's say, overachieving with this squad. Because if you look at...
Overachieving? Can you define that overachievement? I don't understand.
All right, he's in second of the league.
Why, yes.
It's in 3 competitions.
Yes.
Let's say it's 2 competitions.
Okay, why is it?
I
Why?
think what I'm saying is that comparing to the level of City and the level of top club, let's say City, Bayern, this United squad,
They are not good enough.
they are not good enough.
Really?
Because even City's bench will be a starting XI. If you look at it, City fielded almost another 11 yesterday.
No, I think, for me personally, I think that it's just, this season is just a down season for all teams. You will realize that Man City did not start well.
Yeah.
And now
But they
Liverpool,
peaked because
they
of the
peaked, and then Liverpool, back in the day, Ferguson will have a bad season and he'll still win the league. That is just what's happening with United. They are not having a spectacular season, and not any other team also is not having a spectacular season. But, they are just getting by with it. And I think at the end of the season, maybe next season we'll discover that Solskjaer doesn't really have anything to give.
Okay, definitely.
Except it gets on with his player qualities.
Okay, already, Leon, welcome on board again.
Yes,
It's good to have you
It's
here.
a pleasure. It's a
Okay,
pleasure.
another wonderful Sunday. Like they used to say, I work without playmates, jacket without boy, without everything without sport. I'm $1 guy ever leave the sport Illuminator Raymond. So we're saying welcome on board to another edition. Without wasting time, I quickly, first of all, first topic. This sounds like I don't know, seems like a lot to talk about this. I'm going to mention 5 players. Harry Kane, VVD. It seems like I've forgotten this guy's name. Van Dijk. Pogba, and of course Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, and Ngolo Kante. Now we all know the clubs they've played for, but then we're making a switch. Which club will benefit the most out of these 5 players? Harry Kane and in Chelsea. Van Dijk at United, Pogba at Arsenal, Mohamed Salah at Tottenham Hotspur, Kevin De Bruyne at Liverpool, and of course, Ngolo Kante at City. Which club will benefit the most? And of course, which player will suffer the most?
Okay. Yeah, let me go first.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Harry Kane will benefit the most. In the sense that
Harry Kane or Chelsea?
Chelsea will benefit the most.
Okay.
Let's do it that way. Chelsea will benefit the most because their forward their attacking side has been a little down this season, and they need a prolific striker because Werner, Giroud is still trying. Let's leave that. But Werner and then Havertz, their forward line basically has been below par. But they've been doing well defensively, so they've been keeping the goals out, but they've not been scoring the goals. So
Chelsea
having a quality like Harry Kane will be enough boost for them, and getting that goals will come easily, and over time they keep getting more goals. I think.
Okay, over time they keep getting more goals. So who suffers the most out of the players?
I think Kante will suffer the most.
Kante will suffer the most.
Because of competition. One.
Okay.
The kind of players City have, and going forward, because City have Fernandinho, they have Rodri.
I actually don't think Kante, because Kante is a proven midfielder in the Premier League. There's nothing else for him to prove again in the Premier League aside from moving to another league.
Okay.
So he is one of the top defensive midfielders
in the world.
Yes.
Okay.
And then any team that he goes to, he'll definitely.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying that we suffer is in terms of play time.
Okay. You feel he can't unsub Rodri or Fernandinho.
Fernandinho
is aging, don't forget.
He's
That
aging,
is my point.
But I don't know, he won't get the game time like
maybe you want to look at the ball playing style of Pep with Kante. Maybe he might not fit in. If
for me personally, I don't think that Kante is, I think he's sometimes underestimated with his ball playing ability.
Yeah.
He actually can play the ball
definitely.
than what managers always use him for. So if you put a Fernandinho, even a young Fernandinho and a Kante, I would prefer to take a Kante because he breaks up play, and then when he's required to play the ball, he will do that.
Okay, so for Damala, it's Chelsea who gains the most.
Yeah.
And of course, Kante suffers.
Yeah.
Okay, Leon.
Yes, for me, I would say that the Kante, Okay, we've talked about Kante. Okay, I think
Which team benefit the most?
The particular team that I looked at there with Virgil van Dijk going to Manchester United. I think it is Manchester United that would benefit the most because they have defensive woes. You know, Harry Maguire. I absolutely don't know how he came to be in United.
He has come already.
Yeah. I don't know how he
He's here already.
I don't know how he came to be in United, and I think Damola can witness to the fact that he's been a disaster, you know, in defense. So
I won't say it's disaster. I think he has his moments.
I think
he had his moments.
I think he had some moments back in Leicester. You know, back when he was he had his moments back in Leicester. You see, he was not able to reproduce. You know, when you're actually playing the what is required from you at a certain level in a club,
of course, yes,
is different when you actually move
to
up
a bigger club.
I don't think Maguire has the mentality to carry himself in a bigger club, and that is where Van Dijk actually comes in. He came from Southampton, a lower club, and then he went to Liverpool, and then he brought everything changed. He can handle himself at different. So I think Van Dijk going to United would be of advantage to United than Van Dijk.
Which player suffers most for you?
For me, it would be Van Dijk, actually.
Again,
it would be Van Dijk that would suffer because, you know, there'll be so much pressure on him. You know, he wouldn't really have any, you know, it's just about the mentality. Like, for example, Pogba now, you know, comes to United and then, you know, he discovers that the people that he's playing with, they are just mediocre. You know, they have this mediocrity about them in the team. They are just docile. They don't want to do anything. They are sluggish. You know, it's the same thing Fernandes is having issues with. You know, he puts everything out and he's trying to ginger everybody. When Van Dijk comes to United, he will discover that they will just put all the old pressure on him. Then he will try to carry the team. The team would gain, then he will lose.
Okay, you've had that, of course, Van Dijk to United, Pogba at Arsenal, Salah. Just imagine Salah at Liverpool, Kevin De Bruyne at Liverpool, Ngolo Kante at City, and of course Kane at Chelsea. Which club benefit the most, and of course which club suffers the most? You can also drop a comment on the Twitter handle at Sports on Twitter, and of course I'm going to read. First of all, let me take some comment. You can also call in just to iron this out. 090 81 11 1067 090 81 11 1067 or 080 8010 1067 080 8010 1067 1042 090 2672 1042. Let me take this message from Tunde. It's saying it's very obvious it's going to be Manchester United getting the benefit. According to him, he's rolling down some kind of analysis. He said Van Dijk is the best defender in the world at the moment, even though he's not playing, he's injured. He's calm, long great passes, coordination, very, very good in the air. The reason Manchester United is behind City, the arrival, which is Manchester City, is because the defense line is extremely porous. Arsenal's Partey is strong and good on the ball. Obviously, Pogba will really be effective. Salah is a good goal scorer, no doubt about it, but Kane is a better goal scorer. He's not as selfish as Salah. Man City has Rodri, a very strong defensive midfielder that knows how to control the midfield. Kante will really fit into the team. Chelsea needs a striker like Harry Kane, though. But my own point of view is Man U will benefit the most. And he says that Salah will definitely suffer the most because his scoring ratio will decrease drastically.
A lot of chances missing. He needs more chances to score more goals.
Especially with the manager that Mourinho is.
But they've scored goals this season.
No, they have scored goals.
100 plus goals. Leon. I'm surprised when I saw that statistics.
It was shocking for a defensive coach.
Yes, actually, maybe I think he's really.
But I think he has more games.
Yeah, of course. He's played in the
qualifiers. He played in Europa League. So I think, and he played against Europa League was not more high quality team. Let's not play like that for the.
But you can't take that. You can't take it away from me.
Yeah, we can't take it away from me. I'm just trying to say that. Okay, there are factors that considered actually. So, but it's a lovely start.
Okay, I got this one also from Manu. He says two teams Liverpool will enjoy the most having Kevin De Bruyne, while Salah will suffer the most. The second person that will pick Salah today. I got this one from Ola Dumoye. He says Man City for having Kante, while Pogba. Man City will benefit the most for having Kante, while Pogba will suffer the most unless there is a total overhaul in the team. he really become a below average player. I'm looking at it as well. Kante, Pogba at Arsenal.
First of all, where will he play? Is he going to be a deep line playmaker or go move forward as an
Are
attacking?
you talking about Pogba now?
Pogba in Arsenal.
You know, over the years, I would say he's a box-to-box midfielder.
Midfielder.
Yes,
Yeah,
and then he's a box-to-box midfielder. I think for me, the going to Arsenal for Pogba is more of like a career revamp, like that kind of thing. You know, he needs a push. Really, Pogba needs
But
to.
can Arsenal now push him? Is that not thing that
No,
they
he
push
needs
him?
a place where they kind of look up to him.
Okay.
To actually push the team. That is what Pogba. He needs a new challenge and a place to actually revamp.
But don't you now think Pogba at Arsenal will now bring even more? More backwardness to his game.
Actually, it might bring the
Because
backwardness.
if he cannot lead at United, is it that Arsenal he wants to lead?
They are not. I don't think they're even looking towards him anymore at United. As
He did
he's
now. He
supposed
did
to
like
be.
17, 18.
Yeah,
Pogba was
he-
the one leading.
But
yeah.
right now,
you
know, it seems.
and I think
we hear
what
other names more than-
Pogba needs isn't to lead, is to actually share
the
leading, the duties. Because when you put him as the major, there's too much pressure on him to perform. And once the style of play doesn't involve too much energy, like he doesn't show
Of course,
the passion
yeah.
on his face, so
Yes, yeah.
people really criticize him like
he's
he's sluggish or he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But actually,
it's more of intellect.
than the passion or now they will be looking at that kind of figure for them, and I think Pogba will fall short at some point.
You know,
and they will attract more
for me
criticism.
personally, the case of Pogba it seems similar or it's parallel to what happened to Yaya Toure. I don't know, but for
Okay,
me, at Barcelona, you know, he was at Barcelona,
Came to
and
City.
then he came to City. City was not.
Yeah, they
They
needed,
were
they
just
needed
coming.
that.
No.
They
They
needed
had
that.
Marcuse then, and then they said Marcuse parking and brought in Marcus.
Martinez.
And then Yaya Toure box to box. You know, he established himself. They had other leaders. They had
There was
Company.
Tevez,
Yeah.
There
there
were
was
other
Kante,
guys.
there was
But
De
you know,
Jong.
Yaya Toure came to City, and then it was like a revamp of his career. And then he put. So I think I'm comparing the two.
But you have to look at
Pogba
you have to look at the fact
coming
that
to Arsenal
City was going to build to take over.
Yes.
I mean, and they needed those players, but
But they were
And-
not
and
a
you can
top team. At
And
that
you can
time, they
also
were
see that
fifth,
they have
sixth,
the
seventh.
resources. They have the resources
exactly.
to
Then-
be a top team because they are working on it. They will just
They are setting the foundation.
They are setting the foundation.
Then-
You can see the quality of players they were bringing in
Exactly.
season by
Then
season.
yeah.
But if you look at Arsenal, they are neither
just-
up there in recruitment.
So
So that's what it really affects Pogba to United because
Yeah.
over time they were not bringing in
That
more
quality
quality
players,
players to complement
actually,
him.
true.
So actually,
his game started to drop
drop.
because of that, and he needs a big.
and
actually,
when
I
Fernandes
agree.
came in, you can see after that restart last season, you can see how the two of them work together.
Work together,
And
exactly.
it was a nice season for them. So if the quality is not coming in, you just keep dropping.
Okay, let me take more messages. This is coming from Adedonyi. It says, Liverpool will enjoy the most because KDB in that midfield will be an absolute improvement to Liverpool midfield compared to a guy called Thiago. That's a shot. It's not because he's attacking and defending power is a long shot. He says it's so enviable. And he says again that Kane to Chelsea will be trash. Kane to Chelsea trash? Kane to Chelsea trash?
I disagree. I absolutely disagree.
Okay, Pogba to Arsenal will be another clinch. Another clinch. He used the word. The Arsenal transfer will not win them the league, and of course Salah is going to be a waste. Van Dijk to Man U. Are you joking? I mean, the guy was just pulling strings. Okay, let me take one more message. Before we go, you can be part of this 09081 11 1067, 09081 11 1067, or 080 8010 1067. The London Derby, not London Derby rather, will be going down this evening. Arsenal against Tottenham Hotspur. Let me give update on matches going down at the moment. I got the top 5 league before now. Earlier today, Brighton and Hove Albion went to Southampton. defeated them by 2-1. But Southampton is getting from bad to worse. At the point they were in the top 4 in the league, but at the moment it's been bad, so bad. And losing again to Brighton and Hove Albion, 2-1. Leicester City at the moment is playing a goalless encounter against Sheffield United. Chris Wilder, confirmed by the club, has left that club. Like I said, Arsenal against Tottenham Hotspur at 5:30 p.m. And for Tottenham, of course, 8:15 p.m. United against West Ham, a battle of United. Unfortunately, Lingard won't be playing against Manchester United. It possibly might be something different. Who knows? In Spain, Celta Vigo against Athletic Bilbao, goalless encounter 62 minutes. And later, we're going to see Granada against Real Sociedad, Eibar against Villarreal, Sevilla against Real Betis. In Germany, Arminia Bielefeld, 90 plus 1 minute, winning away at Bayer Leverkusen, 2-1. At the moment, 90 plus 2 minutes now, RB Leipzig will be playing against the Eintracht Frankfurt by 5:30 p.m. By 3:30 p.m. rather, VfB Stuttgart against Hoffenheim, 6 p.m. In Italy, quickly, Bologna defeated Sampdoria, 3-1. Parma is leading Roma by a long goal, 19 minutes. Torino and Inter goalless encounter, 18 minutes. Later, Cagliari against Juventus. And of course, AC Milan against Napoli. That's a big match coming in Italy later tonight. In France, Nimes Montpellier full-time 1-1 draw. Dijon Bordeaux goalless 21 minutes. Lens beating Mainz by a long goal 20 minutes. Lorient 0, Nice 0, 20 minutes. Reims against Strasbourg 0-0 20 minutes. Later, we're going to see Monaco against Ligue Leaders Lille. PSG against Nantes in that order. Okay, we leave that. Of course, we'll move to this one before we go to the London Derby. Another agenda on point. Over the years, we've had trophies over trophies, and of course, a lot of people have been asking. The league versus the continental title or trophy, anyhow you want to put it, which one is even tougher to win? Winning the league, 38 games span. In Germany, it's 32 games, or 34 rather. Across all the top 5 leagues, 38 games, Italy, England, Spain, or maybe across Africa. And of course, continental title. And one thing that rings in your mind is the Champions League. So maybe I should just do a breakdown. The league versus the Champions League. Which one is difficult, most difficult to win, or which one is even easier to win? The league or the Champions League? Well, let me see, continental title. Which one is difficult? Very, very difficult to win.
I would say, okay, I think that blood should start.
I started, you go.
Okay. I think for me, I think the Champions League, in this case, that is the European Championship. The Champions League is easier to win. Actually easier to win. Yes, it is easier to win than the league. You know, there are many reasons.
Why would you say that?
It's actually relative to the league. You know, the top leagues in Europe come together in the Champions League to compete. So we are looking at the elites coming together to compete. Now, we discover that different leagues with their competitiveness, you cannot compare the Spanish league with the EPL, that is the English Premier League, and the, let's say, the German Bundesliga. You know, each of them have their competitiveness. So a team can decide to sacrifice the league itself, and then they might decide to come to the Champions League and then give everything all for it. We can see that in Real Madrid a couple of seasons ago. 3 consecutive seasons they won the Champions League, and then we look at their position at home. They didn't. So it was more of they focused on the Champions League. And in the case of Leicester, won the league title in England, 15-16.
Yeah.
They were and then they qualified for the Champions League, and then they finished 12th at home in the league in the 16-17 season, and then they got to the quarterfinals in the Champions League. So it's about preference. You know, the team can decide to, okay, we want to focus on the Champions League, and then, you know, move on with that.
So you feel the Champions League is easier?
The Champions League is easier because, you know, it's something, the intensity of the Champions League is not the intensity of the league itself, because it's relative to the league. Now, we used to talk about top 4 before in England.
Yeah.
We don't talk about top 4 anymore. We talk about top 6. So we cannot compare the competitiveness in England, you know, a team facing all those kind of teams. Even the teams that they look at, they can't do anything. When you go to their place and play them, you know that you had a game. And then the teams in England have to face or play 4 competitions, and then they have to come to the Champions League and all that. So if they want to focus on the Champions League, they can actually do that, you know. But teams in Spain, they might not necessarily need to stress themselves as teams in England. You know, they have their work cut out for them. They have a very strong team. They might decide to put out a weak team for the league, and then when they come to the Champions League,
they take it seriously.
That's just what I'm talking
Okay, Damola.
Yeah, I will agree, but the Champions League is easier because sometimes the odds might be in your favor. In, let's say, seeded teams, group stages, you might get easier teams, like per se, let's just say easier teams, not as high class as other, let's say, the likes of Bayern, Barcelona in the Champions League. But the league, it takes a level of consistency to try and win the league, because it's over a 38-game streak, and you have all other cuts in it between. You have the FA Cup, you have the League Cup, you have the European Champions League again. So to win the league, you have to have a real constant, a consistency, level of consistency you have to achieve to really win the league. But Champions League, you can still maneuver it to let me say, you can still struggle. Easily find your way somehow 1-0 away goal.
And you find yourself
in the final. And then the final is just a battle of.
But yeah, in another way round, what is Champions League rated above the league?
I think Champions League rated because of.
Or should we say is the Champions League rated above the league?
It is actually rated.
It is actually rated above the league, but if you consider the rating, it has to depend on the number of teams, the caliber of teams that have been mashed up into the Champions League. Because if you are watching the likes of Barca, Bayern, all top teams from each league in one competition, then you have to know that there will be a lot of viewers on that on that competition. So, but the league, you have the lesser teams and you have the top teams. So, and most times the top teams go over, let's say, the lesser teams. I know. So it might not be rated, but there's still much viewers sometimes, but the Champions League is more.
I suppose in the Champions League is more, it's a competition of the elite. So
elite. So definitely there's more eyes and there's more, and people feel there's more competition because the big is versus the big. So more competition will be there.
So for you, the league is hard.
The league is hard.
Champions League is possibly much more easier.
Much more easier.
13 games over. 13 games against 38 matches. Okay, let me leave that to our listeners. Let me see. Get to hear from them. Listeners, the Champions League or the league, which one is easier? 09081111067, 09081111067. Let's listen to this caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Illuminator, calling from LLA Extension.
Okay, Illuminator, you have the floor.
Yeah, I think the Champions League is much more easier.
It's much more easier.
Talking about that, I think some teams make Champions League easy. Talking about Real Madrid and AC Milan during the good old days of AC Milan. You know how they, enter into the Champions League final back to back, and then whenever they interview them, they will tell you, "See you next time," as if it's their father's cup. And then for
okay.
And then for teams that make it hard, as Alex Ferguson, doing as great as he is, you only had the chance to win Champions League twice. Mid final twice. Okay, 3 times. And then, if you are comparing, if you are talking like that, going back to England, you say, maybe the league is easier, talking about Manchester United. Or AC Milan, Real Madrid, for 3 years or thereabout, And then even when Barcelona was hard. But, I think Champions League is easier to win than the league.
Champions League is easier to win than the league. Okay, thank you so much. 09081111067, 09081111067, or 08080101067, 08080101067. Want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one point we should consider in the league is that there's some teams that they don't go anywhere. They just want to be. They are just in the league to just frustrate you. They are not playing the FA Cup. They are out. They are not playing the League Cup. They are not in Europe.
They just come.
They rest the whole week and play the weekend.
They're only survivor.
They're only survivor.
They just want to still stay up on the top.
Okay. Also, you can send me a message on WhatsApp 09026721042 09026721042. This guy will take me back to our former topic, and Bobby says for me the perfect one is Salah to Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur having Salah, so it means Tottenham will enjoy most. The figures are again put in every season. The quality of Sonny from the left, now having 20 goals plus per season, is Salah. They've got the goals to win the league, plus just knowing how they play ultra defensive, they've got a perfect trial to win it. Okay, thank you, Bobby. Is that?
I said they have speed up front.
Yeah, speed everywhere.
Yeah. Speed everywhere.
Okay, 09081111067 09081111067 or 08080101067. This one is coming from Steve Bond. If UEFA Champions League is easy, then Porto Benfica should have won more Champions League. I beg go. UCL is not more. Steve Bond says no. UCL is not easy. Maybe the league is easier.
I wanted to say something. I think was it the 17-18 season? Liverpool had 97 points, and they did not win the league. Man City.
Exactly.
So it shows you how, depending on the league, how competitive it is. I'm sure that if Liverpool played the home matches that they played in the league, in the Champions League, they would have won if it was that easy. So they had 97 points and still didn't win the league.
Even if you are using the logic, then you have asked that why the likes of Brighton and the likes of Everton doesn't have more leagues, even if the leagues is easy. So both of them do not say easy in terms, but one is actually more at the odds are in one favor to win than the other.
Of course, because in the
even Porto now
in the Champions League you have pushovers. You have teams that are of the lower
exactly.
Because they are there to make it competitive, and sometimes they defy the odds. You just discover that they're in the quarterfinals. How did they get there? So that's what makes it at least interesting to have lower teams and upper teams compete.
Okay, let's pick this call. Hello. Oh, we lost that call. 09081111067 or 08080101067. The Champions League or the league. Or let me even extend to the Europa League or the league, which is much more easier.
One question we can ask is, which is more easier to win?
Champions League
or Europa League?
That's another one. Really? Champions League or Europa League?
Depending on the team, but I think there.
When you
because when you look at the number of matches,
I think
the qualities of teams.
For me, I think it is Europa League that is easier to win in the favor of elite teams that drop out of the Champions League.
Exactly.
In favor of the elite teams that drop out.
In favor of the elite teams, then it will be the Europa League, because Europa League has a lot of lower league teams.
Of course,
but you have longer matches.
You have to travel.
Exactly.
A lot of matches, and sometimes I feel.
And one thing is that Europa League will also affect your league performances, because they are closer to league Thursday nights, because you have to play on Sunday. You play on Thursday. You travel to Greece. You travel to Greece to go.
Greece is near.
Greece is near.
By then you're going to Cyprus.
Then you go. Then you come back on Friday. You have a day rest. Then you play. You have only Saturday for training. Then you play again on Sunday. So to balance, I think, but still, in favor of elite teams, the Europa League is more easier to win. Because at the end of the day, if you look at the top 4 of Europa League, those who make it to the semi-final and to the final, hardly will you see a lower league team there again. You either see the one that dropped out from Champions League, or the elite team that didn't qualify for their league.
Definitely.
And it goes there. So
definitely. In 2017, was it 2007-8 or 28-9? I think United and Chelsea were battling for the league. I'm trying to remember. Ferguson said something. He said Chelsea will not catch United. He said when he was asked why, he said even a team that plays in the Champions League and was competing couldn't. If you are playing the Europa League and you are competing against United, he said forget about it because you have to deal with Thursday and Sunday's football, and it's not going to get it. Okay, this one is coming from Makai. He said Liverpool will benefit the most, and as for Paul, it is backwardness for him. I don't think Arsenal fans will even want Pogba because of his playing style. He's a fantastic player, but him alone in that midfield will be another Michael Baskov. I remember this player. The player signed by Wenger, Michael Baskov. Free transfer from Werder Bremen. And the first time I saw that player, even with his picture, I knew this guy will not excel at Arsenal. And at the end of the day, it wasn't just a good story. I can't even figure how many matches he played at the end of the day. He was a young star. All those Wenger streak, Wenger's trying to wield in magic on players. You can see the power of this 090 09081 11 1067 09081 11 1067 or 0808010 1067 0808010 1067. The WhatsApp number is still on 09026721042 0902672 09026 721 Let's take a short break. Have to just relax ourselves and we come back for the London derby, Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur this evening.
Take it to the rack, go to the big man.
Let's take
Point guard, you can make things happen.
Almost scoring. Work from Yarmolenko. And Yarmolenko again, it's in.
This short musical break. And of course, after possibly so many years, they finally had to do a joint together. After the fight, the battle, the beef. Of course, this is Crown of Clay, a vector featuring MI. And of course, Fuse, Mr. Producer taking the hook. Let's enjoy this. We'll be back and we'll talk extensively about the North London derby, Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur. Enjoy this Crown of Clay, a vector featuring MI. We'll be right back.
Told me when I was around today. He took me to the river, set me down to pray. Right there in the water to the sound of pain. From the mud he fashioned me a crown of clay. That's why no one can ever take the sound away. Took me to the water, set me down to pray. And right there by the river to the sound of pain. From the mud he fashioned me.
Welcome to the bloodline of the Black Kings. Real life, black scenes, the black church, black thoughts, black sins, Uganda, Bobby Wine, magazines, news flash, but old news like sins. We can't speak, judge me. My jeans, I'm sort of okay, strong but okay, quite mean, but you can't hold the voices. Some of them go bust out. We have way too many voices. This is Clubhouse. I'm African and blessed. I hold it down even when I face the stress. The kind of punches where if you make your face suppress. I mean, if life is a bitch, then this is sex. It's big dick energy when I flex. I think them scared of me, it's my guess. But what's beef to a man from the west? Cowboy, heart to a man with a chest. Cowboy, treasure where I carry deep within, but society is getting in between. The team long like many limousines, but I did. King know the jabba, people love a boo. This king is Jaja, story of a slave to a king. And Barack boy where they relates many things. No be a shower if I many queens. You see this crown of clay is really a thing. King.
Only got the grind in my sister. Many want the pass for drown me. Nothing shake the strength of a black man. In me, blood of my forefathers in me. Steady chasing that paper daily. All this shit, many they be trying. But all they shit, they for my black skin.
Welcome to the bloodline of black queens who birthed the black dream from the black hips and covered us with black wings. Woman with the heart of a king like drag queens. My mother told me wash your hair in the black black streams for the soil on which you toil has gasoline. Born in the water, the fire, that steam. By the riverside where niggas they hide. Grass green, if they mess with you, they get one eye like black beans. The ancestors started to speak more loudly. Proudly, I listen to what they're saying about me. We all sinners, but God was sinners before they sent us on slave ships and consecrated Israel and Saudi. That means our villages are holy grounds. Our traditions and our names, they all are holy sounds. The wealth that's in our continent was stolen out. But what they gonna do with me now, they can't control me now. When I rap, it's like the sun go dark.
Pensioners FM, this is
White supremacist shit on Kupak. You talking to a black king with a disgruntled heart, my nigga king.
Only got the grind in my system. Any water pass for drown me. Nothing shakes the strength of a black man. Black man. In me. Blood of my forefathers in me. Steady chasing that paper daily. All the shit she made me be trying. But all the shit did for my black skin. You see the young ring. All the shit did for my black skin. You see the young ring. All the shit did for my black skin.
Pensioners FM, this is Africa's model.
That was kind of clean. A vector featuring him and of course Fields on that one. Anticipated. And of course, like I said, after so many years, through all of Nigeria's biggest rappers, I came on ground and of course gave us a lesson about the African black race. Welcome back, and of course the big one, London derby, Tottenham Hotspur against Arsenal. In a bit, let's have a feel of some of the best of goals that have been scored in the London derby. We started with that, and of course, let me just give you a minute or two to also have a feel of some of the best goals that have come through the North London derby. Tottenham Hotspur against Arsenal. It's a big one tonight.
Ramsey with the run from midfield. Aubameyang! Beautifully done. Crisp, swift, incisive, instinctive. Here is Harry Kane for Tottenham. Oh, what a goal! A classic derby goal from Harry Kane. Catch him if you can.
Right, trying to eat up the time, take the ball into the corner. Crosses it in the end though. Oh, Bergkamp, lovely turn, and a superb goal from Dennis Bergkamp. It's over now. You can finish the argument.
We've seen the best of goals. The best of players that are featured in this derby, one of the biggest derby in world football. In North London derby, Arsenal versus Tottenham. Two teams right in North London.
So many options given away to Genus.
But you can easily say Arsenal is a bigger team because they've got the trophies, they've got the foundation, they've got the tradition. And look at the players that are featured in both sides a lot. Thierry Henry, so Campbell played for both sides, then it's Beckham, Kane, Harry Kane, Aubameyang, you can talk about them. The North London derby this afternoon. Of course, as we speak, Tottenham is above Arsenal. Jose Mourinho was asked a question, and he said, I don't look down, I look up. That was a shot against Arsenal, definitely. This evening, Damola and Leon, what should we expect from this game? Tottenham against Arsenal.
Okay, I remember in the first leg, Arsenal had all the possession. Tottenham had all the goals. So
a classic Mourinho.
A Mourinho style. So I don't expect him to change the style. And unless if Arteta is going to park the bus again like Mourinho and that is going to be a disaster for either of them. But I think Arsenal are going to attack much, and then Mourinho is going to defend as usual, and then play them on the counter. So that's basically what he's going to do.
Mourinho doing his normal style. I mean, the ultra defensive style, but then allow the likes of Harry Kane and of course Son to do the counter and all the counters.
And we now have Bale on form, so
on form.
So it's gonna be all flaming all out on Arsenal's back line. The Bale Tierney fight is going to be.
Arsenal is playing that though. Though that sound as an advantage, even though they are no fans. Leon.
I don't think right now with Tottenham's mentality, they've like come up back last year December around that time. They were on a winning mentality. I think right now they have that winning mentality. And then mentality is very important, in competitions. It gives you that boost. So once you believe something is going to happen, when you believe you're going to win, you're going to win. I think Mourinho and his boys, they have that winning mentality right now. And then Bale is fired up. I think it's going to be at least 2-0 against Arsenal. Tottenham winning.
Tottenham winning 2-0 against Arsenal. Let me give out some statistics to back this up. As of December 6, 2020, starting from 1909. In the league, 167 matches have been played by both teams. Arsenal have won 66 times, Spurs 54 times. There has been 47 draws. Arsenal have scored 255 times. Of course, Spurs goals also 226. In the FA Cup, there have been 6-4, 6 wins for Arsenal. 6 matches played, rather 4 for Arsenal win, 2 for Tottenham Hotspur. 9 goals scored by Arsenal, so 5 goals scored by Spurs. The League Cup has been 14 wins, 14 games, 7 for Arsenal wins. Spurs wins 4 times, draws 3, and 21 goals scored by Arsenal, of course 19 goals. And of course, in the Community Shield, 1 game, and of course just a draw. So in total, it has been 188 matches. 77 wins for Arsenal, 51 draws, 60 wins for Spurs, 285, and of course 250 goals for Spurs in that one. So we're going for a poised game, a poised match. Like I said, Harry Kane has been the top scorer in this half year, 11 goals. Emmanuel Adebayo, who also played for both sides, 10 goals over Pires, 8 goals. Arsenal, Thierry Henry, of course, Robin Van Persie. And Gareth Bale has scored 5 goals in this tie. We're going to have Gareth Bale again, and of course Harry Kane again. The likes of Villarreal, Patrick Vieira, Cody Lombard, Van der Vaart, of course Joe Walcott have all scored 4 goals. Last time they met, it was 2-0 in favour of Tottenham Hotspur at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Son, and of course Kane, getting the goals in that one. Looking at Arsenal very well, they've been though they have a indifferent season, and you want to ask at the point in time we are questioning Arteta's mentality, manager powers at the moment, and of course all of a sudden he tried and change again, and they got to seems like he was fighting for top 4 before he went back. You guys say to default now because we speak is 10th on the table to Tottenham Hotspur, who is 7th right now. If you are Arteta, how will you set up against Tottenham? You already know. Jose hardly change, or it doesn't even change. You're going to call for his ultra defensive option. Of course, use the speed up front, definitely. If you are Arteta, what will you set up for Jose Mourinho? You are playing at times. You want to get this game over Mourinho. What would be your setup, Leon?
If I was Arteta, I would probably be a little bit conservative. I know Arteta is a young manager, and then he wants to try things. He wants to experiment things. But for me, I would probably want to pack the bus a bit, yes, because at least it's better if I have a point than I, lose everything. So I think I would just be conservative in my approach, park the bus and then hit on the counter, because that's the edge that Mourinho has against Arteta. He's he's an experienced manager, and then he's been in the Premier League for a long time, been in other leagues, so he knows how to win games. So
But can Arsenal actually does Arsenal know how to park the bus? Another thing is for you to park the bus, one is for you to know how to park that bus.
It's part of the experience, part of the things that Mikel Arteta has to. For example, if it was Guardiola now, Guardiola is a very offensive manager.
Yeah.
He knows how to play offense, but he, at the same time, if he wants to switch tactically for his team to get the upper hand, he would definitely tell his boys to be conservative, sit back, park the bus, and then see the game out. I think Mikel Arteta as a manager should add that to his repertoire of tactics if he wants to progress and if he wants to improve this Arsenal team. Sit back, be conservative, wait for them to attack. They definitely don't have attacking. I wouldn't say that they are clinical as Tottenham. They are not as clinical as Tottenham.
Definitely.
So if you are not clinical as Tottenham, why would you want to go and open up yourself and then they hit you on the counter with someone as Bale and all those guys are Son that have incredible pace, and then you have a deadly finisher in Kane? You just sit back and then see whether you can hit on the counter.
Damola, where do you think this game?
I would have said Arteta should be conservative. But if you look at their last 4-5 matches, almost 90% of their goals has been to individual errors, which means they can't play from the back.
Yes.
They can't allow a lot of pressure to be on their defense. So they need to move the ball up front. And moving the ball up front will almost leave spaces for Tottenham to run in. So if he's going to play this kind of game, I think he has to tell them to hold the ball as much as possible. Make Tottenham run.
Hold the possession.
Make them work for it. If he's going to do anything, he has to make them work. Holding the possession, not at your back line, but trying to move the ball forward in the middle, holding the possession, holding the ball there, play it around. That will make Tottenham a little bit forward. Then you can hit them on the counter. You draw Tottenham out because they want to press you, but then you can hit on the counter. But if you are trying to play from the back a little bit, I think they will have problems because the kind of pressing Tottenham might give them might cause them worries, and they've not been solid in that aspect. So I think they will need to move the ball forward and hold the ball a lot. They have to hold possession. If they want to beat them, you have to be able to hold possession against Tottenham. So that's the only way to draw them out of their defensive mode.
And looking at it, let me look. The goals both teams have conceded this season in the league, surprisingly, 28-28 in the league. So definitely we're seeing poor defense here, and that means they're not bad. Arsenal is not bad as much as Tottenham Hotspur as well. And of course, for goals scored in the league, Arsenal have scored 35 goals. Tottenham Hotspur has scored 46. That is where the clinical aspect comes into play between both sides. Where would this game be won? Where would this game be won? If Tottenham is winning or if Arsenal is winning, where would this game be won?
For Tottenham, I think it will be in the attack. And for Arsenal, I think it's the ability to hold their defense. Because their defense hasn't been the best of recent. So if Tottenham is winning, it will be due to their attack. And if Arsenal are going to win, their defense has to be tight. Has to not make any mistake. They have to be clinical and technical what they are doing. So if they are going to win, their back line must be solid before they can win this game.
True. I absolutely agree with what Damola said. For Arsenal, it's about keeping that mentality. I think Mikel Arteta has to do. I'm sure he's a manager. He's been doing a lot of talking to his boys, but he needs to do more to give them that confidence that they can actually win games. When you're actually losing 1-0, it takes a lot of mentality. It takes this kind of maturity to be able to come back into the game. But I don't think Mikel Arteta has really done that much in that regard. So for Arsenal, it will be in the defense, they keeping their heads down, defending, and then catching Tottenham on the counter, as Damola said, in the midfield, play it around, hold it as much as possible, double team any player if that is possible to win the ball back, and just keep going until they find a chance be it a set piece or anything, they win the game and they close it up. And that is it. That's what Mikel Arteta needs.
Okay, that's what Mikel Arteta needs. 3:55. And of course, it seems like we never even start at all. I just blinking my eye. I just look up. Wow.
Time has gone.
Fast.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly. Of course, I was just even about to call out the phone line when I looked. Let me take this last comment from Steve Bond. He says, a team is likely to play instant European leagues with long distance and, of course, every weather condition. Plus, he said, please, Europa League. But he called that league and he said, Europa League. Europa League is harder than the UCL. And, of course, Makai also said, Europa League is harder than the UCL. Guys, we have to go. It's been a lovely time on the show this afternoon talking sports right here on Personal 106.7. Leon, thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Of course, I'm not making it back to back.
See more of me.
Lovely. It's always lovely having you on here. Thanks for coming as well.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Many thanks to everyone who have been part of this, who have been part through all our social media and do. Say a very big thank you to you. To all that have called in, thank you as well. For those who tried but couldn't get in, we say thank you too. And of course, for all that send their messages via WhatsApp, it's very lovely. Of you, and of course, thank you as well. Many thanks to my producer, Babatunde Tiamiyo. Like I used to say, sport is life, always endeavor to exercise your heart. I remain the sport Illuminator, Raymond. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, join Idris Abiola on Sports Spectra. I leave you with the highlights of the first leg between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 2-0 Hennet. Enjoy the field. And of course, 5:30 p.m. All the best to both teams. Good afternoon.
Both got point guards who will make things happen. And almost scoring. Work from Yamaleko.
Son, as he tends to do. Son has a shot. Incredible, memorable. It is Son in the North London derby. Kane continues to rate.